Hey there, what you doing? Oh, hey, you're watching this for a second or two. Okay, you're gone. Shit, I lost you. That's my bad. Alright, we're talking to Estinien, the Dragoon Extraordinaire. Purple Flame, Purple Flame. Send Billy right over. That's Red Rover, never mind. If we are to lure our foes to our position, then we must find a means of producing a signal of purple hue. As it so happens, I once heard the tale of a trapper who dropped the hide of a woolly yak onto his campfire. Aside from the terrible stench, the story also described in detail how the smoke from the smothered flames was tinged a deep violet. You are a monster hunter of some note, are you not, Mercy? It should prove a trifling task for you to procure a number of hides. We may need to burn more than one ere the heretics notice our beacon. Master Alphino, you and I shall gather wood for the fire. Aye, it will take the both of us to find enough dry fuel in this frozen wasteland. Let us meet again in the Dreaming Dragon with the fruits of our labor. That gets a nod from Alphino. They walk off in their own directions. I need to go basically straight north. I believe Paladin and White Mage are both 60. Red Mage I think I got to 58, which is why I'm on Dragoon right now. Yeah, Dragoon is only, quote unquote, only 57. So. We've got a big old woolly yak. Don't talk back. I see what I did wrong there. One woolly yak hide is ours. But they're big. They're such cute, big, fluffy creatures. So fluffy I could die. Two woolly yak hides in my belly. I mean, in my backpack. And then we gotta go somewhere around here. Like I said, when you are in the Corthus Western Highlands, it's a lot of navigating around cliffs and trying to figure out how to get to the place you need to go. It's quite annoying, and one of the first zones has been quite difficult to figure out. Not impossible, just like almost any time you need to go anywhere. See, you gotta like go the long way around. There's some gelato monsters. They look like kind of blue oozes. They're big uns. They're like 5 feet tall, 6 feet tall. Big old thick jelly guys, jelly boys. Hey, here's one of those Aetheric Currents. This is where I do remember picking one up before, and you gotta be careful how you jump this. Oh, I almost missed it. Alright, Ice Commander. Ice, baby. Alright, stop. Get your ass kicked and listen. I am stabbing you from every different position. Aetheric Current. Doom, doom, doom. And then back the other direction here. Estinien is up here at the top with Alphino. They've picked a high ridge to do the purple flame signal from. It would seem that collecting firewood is a new experience for Master Alphino. His must have been a privileged upbringing. Have you the hides we need? Hand over 2 yak hides. Rawhide. True enough, a wispy purple flame is rising into the air.
Ah, I should have known it would be you.
Iceheart approaches.
Word reached me of a struggle with a small but well-armed band of trespassers. Forgive my comrades their hostility. Few come here uninvited, and fewer still with good intent. Now, tell me why you are here.
We wish to stop Nidhogg's attack on Ishgard. We wish to speak with you. Speak with you.
So, you seek to stem the Dravanian tide with talk? A romantic notion. If you but knew the truth, the spark which lit the flames of this animosity, you would understand the futility of your quest. Shall I relate it to you? The sordid history my gift has shown me. That which the Holy See has taken such pains to suppress.
The one thing that game developers and writers, especially when it comes to like quest text and like pick your own adventure kind of stuff, anytime you give us an option, a lot of us are thinking, okay, I can't speak for everybody, but a lot of us are thinking, oh great, I picked an option, and now I am never, ever, ever going to know what the other option would have got me unless I make another character, level it up to this level, choose the other option, having to remember that I hadn't yet. So it's kind of lame making us choose, especially because it's a storyline that is going to happen a specific way no matter what. So we just miss out on text, on dialogue, especially voice acted dialogue. That's the worst. So anyway, yeah, you have a story sorted. Yeah, what's up? Fades to black for a second.
'Twas more than a millennium past when an Elezen tribe first sought to claim the lands of Kurthas as its home.
Kurthas, okay. Kurthas.
Unfortunately for them, Kurthas was already home to dragonkind, and they were not inclined to make way for the invaders. Thus did a bloody war begin. A war which might well have rumbled on until one or the other side was exterminated, had it not been for the resolve of a single woman. That woman's name was Shiva. While those around her fought and died, she attempted to parley with the dragons, and in so doing discovered them to be possessed of profound intelligence and reason. The great worm Hraesvelgar, in particular, so enchanted Shiva that she found herself growing to love the creature, whom her people considered a monster. In the eyes of a near-immortal dragon, however, the fleeting life of an Elezen is as that of a freshly cut rose. Scarce has the flower bloomed before it begins to fade and wither. Such melancholy musings plagued Hraesvelgar, who had found in Shiva an unexpected and beloved soulmate. He knew that all too soon, death would snatch her away from him. Unable to bear the thought of their separation, the maid bid the worm consume her, that their spirits might be entwined for eternity.
So the previous screen was this Shiva lass, her straight right up against this dragon's like muzzle, hand up between its eyes as if petting it, and it kind of nuzzling into her with its nuzzle. And now this picture is fangs wide open, as if he is going to take her up on the offer to consume her. And that,
though loath to perform the deed, Hraesvelgar ultimately gave in to her plea, and soon thereafter the tale of their ill-fated love spread throughout the two warring factions. No more could they raise blade or claw against one another, knowing that the souls of their kin were so inextricably bound. In the days that followed, man and dragon learned to live in harmony, and together built a nation unlike any the world had ever known. For 200 years did this blissful age of peace continue, as it would to this day, had vilest envy not stirred in the hearts of the Elezen. It is said that worms owe their longevity to the boundless reserves of vitality found within their eyes. And 'twas in this belief that a traitorous band of knights deceived their allies of some 2 centuries, and took by force that which they coveted.
Hmm.
Nidhogg, he who now stands poised to unleash his wormlings upon Ishgard, was the great dragon who lost an eye to Elezen treachery. And until he prizes it from the hands of the traitor's progeny, no amount of conciliatory words will stay his fury.
You are wrong, Lady Iceheart. Lest you misunderstand, I do not doubt your vision of the past. 'Tis true that Nidhogg greatly desired to reclaim the Eye. Indeed, it was for that very reason that I kept it with me as I roamed the land, attempting to draw him away from the city.
He holds out the glowing red eye.
Good gods!
It is quite large. Not volleyball.
Until recently,
But close.
Nidhogg seemed unable to resist its allure and pursued me relentlessly. Needless to say, that is no longer the case. Now, it would seem, he has fixed his attention on Ishgard itself, though he knows full well the Eye does not reside there.
You believe he targets the capital for another reason?
I believe reason has all but left him. Through the Eye, I feel much of what Nidhogg feels, and the dragon's thirst for vengeance will not be quenched by aught less than a sea of blood.
The eye begins to glow brighter.
If Nidhogg is indeed lost to reason, might we not seek an audience with Hraesvelgr instead? He has thus far shown no inclination to aid in the invasion of Ishgard, and may yet welcome our efforts to broker a peace.
You still believe that a peaceable solution can be found? Very well. I will take you to him. Our road will lead us to Dravania, the homeland of dragonkind. There we shall ascend unto the clouds, where Hraesvelgr resides.
All of a sudden, your chest begins to glow. I believe it's not Promathia. That's Final Fantasy XI. Hydaelyn, and you are in that dark zone where you've gone before, and there's some energy flowing from you into one of those dead crystals, and the crystal turns back to its bright, kind of like turquoise blue. So one of the 6 is now lit again, apparently. And it goes back to the present, you clutching your chest.
Is aught amiss, my friend? I sense the many battles are beginning to take their toll. Rest a while, and should you lose sight of us, Dravania lies beyond the mountains to the west.
Excuse me. The Midgard Sormer pet winks.
Curious. The vestiges of thy mistress's blessing are not as faint as once they were.
Blinks back into existence and says that.
Thy will to succeed grants thee unusual fortitude. But will it be enough?
Purple flame is done. It gives me another Aetheric Current. I think I'm only like 2 away from being able to fly. But anyway, we're talking to Isael, otherwise known as Iceheart, where the Chocobos roam. You are Mercy, yes? Pray address me as ye sail, if you wish. 'Tis passing strange, is it not, that fate should bring us together thus? Never did I think to walk alongside the warrior of light. But history is full of such unexpected alliances. Shall we make our way into Dravania, then? The chill of the western highlands is unrelenting, and I would sooner be under the sheltering canopy of the Chocobo forest. We've been over there already for, I think it was mostly White Mage quests. Paladin may have taken us in there also, I can't remember. Anywho, just kind of Chocoboing along these ridges, these ruffles. And we will be kicked off the ridge in a second here, with no further to go except for down. Oh, hey. No, never mind. Still on the ridge. And we zone into the forested green.
Beyond Abalathia's spine, the great mountain range that spans the continent of Aldenard from east to west. Into the deepening shadows of Sohm, where lies the ancient home of dragonkind. To a land where the soil slithers and the skies seethe with sinuous shapes, they came.
You see the four of you walking into this forested green land with a big old kind of volcano in the middle. Or really, truly at the back of it. Hey, there's an etheric current right up here on a U-shaped kind of tree thing. It goes from into the ground, U-shape up, U-shape down into the ground again. We now stand on the threshold of Dravania. The path to Sohm will take us far to the west beyond the embrace of the forest branches. It will be a long and demanding journey. Might I suggest that we take our rest at the village up ahead and see that we are properly provisioned? There's a village here? But I thought these lands the sole domain of dragonkind. Why would anyone choose to live in so perilous a place? The wild Chocobos. Tailfeather was built by hunters who make their living capturing and selling the beasts. Their leader, Marcechamp, M-A-R-C-E, Champ, is an acquaintance of mine. Being a gregarious sort, he will no doubt welcome our arrival, and he will also possess more recent knowledge of the road we seek to travel. I trust there are no objections? Only to this ceaseless chatter. If we are to meet this acquaintance of yours, let us do it before the Ishgard burns. Okay. Get up onto this tree thing. The tree U. The upside down tree U. A tree U. I cracked myself up. Yeah, I'll finish this. I'll keep doing story. I do have that quest that I gotta go to Duskhold, I think something like that. I don't remember what it's called. Don't remember what it's called for sure. But it's a dungeon that I just have a quest that'll give me an etheric current for the western Korthus Islands. Kurthus. Anyway, we are going into that gated. So it's like built into this kind of circular depression between big, tall hills. And it's where we usually have to run north through like this little stream of water. Okay, cool. I thought I got it. All right. But yeah, we've been here before. But there's a building here where we've also been inside a couple times to talk to somebody about, I think, but here's Marcechamp. Marcechamp. I'm gonna go Marcechamp. Dark-haired Elizin. Tattooed. Well, tan my hide and call me Leatherface. We have visitors. Oh, if it ain't the lovely Lizael, it's been too long, girl. Yes, it has. That it has, Marcechamp. That it has. My companions are on a pilgrimage to Sohm. Might we stay in Tailfeather a while and prepare for the next leg of our journey? Of course, of course. Stay as long as you like. In fact, I wouldn't suggest leaving the forest at all. Dragons have been absolutely bleeding murderous of late. Forgive me, sir, but I am not sure I understand. Do the dragons not bother you here in the forest? Bother us? Did he sail not explain things to you, boy? You've seen them towering Caelum trees all about, haven't you? That's Caelum trees. Caelum trees, haven't you? If you were flying above the canopy, you'd barely be able to see the ground. And as you'd expect, the local wildlife's canny enough to stay hidden beneath the leaves, which is why the dragons do their hunting elsewhere, and we can do ours in peace. I see. Thank you for the explanation. You're welcome. Now, I know it won't stop you sail here, but the dragons ain't the only things you'll need to keep an eye out for, especially if you're heading west, where the Chocobos home is complete now. And I'll just take the go. They've bumped it up to item level 125 for the rewards. Hey, level up. 58 Dragoon. I do have to do all the Dragoon quests, which I will eventually. Marsa Champ gives us some bad news. That's the name of the quest. He might also give us some bad news. I'll have to write that down because it's not a story, but it unlocks Aetheric Current. I see you've been making the rounds, getting to know the hunters in these parts. Well, how do you like to help a real hunter? I'm overseeing 3 camps set up to the east, but the lazy sods ain't sent me a report in over a fortnight, and I'm too bleeding busy to be playing messenger. You look right fierce enough to get the information out of them. It's a simple job that'll earn you some coin. Can't rightly say no to that. If that tickles your fancy, then you need to go talk to the leaders of each camp. Leonolf, Guanaret, and Aimabert. Hear what they have to say and get back to me when you're done. In the actual quest, Worse Than Dragons. I dare say you're wondering what could possibly be worse than dragons, eh? Well, I'll tell you. The Bloody Nath. They're what you might get if you cross an antling with a megalocrab and taught the thing how to walk on 2 legs. They never used to stray far from their hives out of the fear of the dragons, but they've gotten a lot more aggressive of late, sending out war parties from Malms in all directions. They've even taken to harassing the Dravanians in their own lairs, if you can believe it. And when they venture into the forest, which is more and more, by the way, they certainly ain't afraid to come after my lot. I can only imagine how much worse it'd be closer to the Nath's home territory. Gotta talk to Isail here, probably to continue the story quest. Twould seem that much has changed in Dravania. The Nath were not wont to cause such strife when I lived here. You lived here? In Dravania? Aye, 'twas in the time following the calamity. My family was dead, my home was gone, and I had fled from the bitter cold into these lands. I knew not the paths of the forest then, and wandered out from under the protection of its boughs. That was when I chanced upon Hrisvalgar. He had descended from his mountain lair to hunt for food. My exhausted mind could not contend with the sight of the majestic worm, nor the vision of the past his presence visited upon me. Thankfully, Marsasham found my unconscious form at the edge of the trees, and nursed me back to health, and in Tailfeather I remained for some time. Hence your familiarity with the locals. But I interrupted you. You were saying these Nath were once a peaceful people? Peaceful would not be the most fitting description. They are a fiercely territorial tribe, and any who intrude upon their domain are attacked without hesitation or quarter. Outside the borders of their homeland, however, they were rarely hostile. Indeed, we were even able to trade with them on occasion. They have changed, then. What of it? We have not the time to creep through the underbrush on some roundabout route. I say we make straight for Sohm and crush any unruly insect we meet underfoot. A more direct path, then. Very well. Let us first follow the trail west out of the forest, and make for the statue of the Stained One. From there, we should have a fair view of the road that leads to Sohm, shall we? Gonna go straight north, through the water, through the stream, under the portcullis. Under the portcullis, down by the sea. And actually, I'm only going to do the kind of side quest for right now. Because A, that'll make for a decent length of this video. And B, I think doing, like, continuing on with, oh, we'll see. We'll see what it gets me. I'll do this thing first. Oops. No, whatever. A couple of those they're called marching steel drones, and they do kind of look like they're like peg legs, like both their legs were peg legs is the best way I can describe them. And yeah, they do kind of look like the segmented bodies of ants, and they had helmets on, kind of like the old Chinese style or Japanese style helmets, where they kind of look like they're just kind of a really shallow bowl, but wide. It's like a wide brimmed kind of hat thing, but made of metal. So, but anyway, we had to go up and north a ways to get to this camp. Imbert is here, a couple Chocobo people riders, and had ourselves a bit of an incident the other day. Some fiend came stomping out of the tree line and gobbled up one of our fresh caught birds. Wasn't a damn thing we could do about it. If we're going to keep on in this area, we'll need some extra hands. You tell the chief that. Okay. And we ride southeast, kind of around some ruins and some trees, past some wild Chocobos and feather fleas. That wasn't intended to rhyme, but I ain't gonna shake a fist at it. Got another camp set basically right up against the cliff here, up against a tall steep hill. Guanaret. Nothing out of the ordinary here. There's just the one bird that won't shut up. Never been able to catch a wink for all its bloody screeching. But it's a Chocobo, so it's pretty cute. Oh, I gotta change that, speaking of which. Mount guide. We'll do the roulette. Yeah. I don't think that I need to be at any kind of elevation to this next one. I can get to it pretty easy. We're past some of those red Chocobos, the coarser Chocobos, some more feather fleas. Leonolf. Things are going well enough. Been running into a bit of trouble with all those giant bugs in these woods, though. And we are going back to Tailfeather. Shaking our Tailfeather along the way. Thank you, hilarious. I know. I'll be here all week. Hot dog, saw, shake your tail, brother. Oh, I can't take that. No, it's too low. Okay, Marcia Champ. So they've all got issues, but none of them thought to ask me for any help. Do they think I'll bite off their heads or something? At any rate, I'd best prepare to round up the birds from each camp. Thanks again for your help, friend. Say, since you've already struck up an acquaintance with my people and all, maybe you'd be willing to lend them a hand? Seems they talk to you of their troubles readily enough. Some bad news is complete. And that is the end of this video. I will see you next time.